Well. Good evening, YouTube. This is your Daily Stoic with your host, Jeffrey. Oh my goodness, I am tired, McCabe. I work nights all weekend, and then I family court this morning, and I only slept like 2.5 hours, and I just took the kids out for dinner. Anyways, I am super tired. Don't mind me. This might not be my best work. Thank God, family court is done. Well, I think for now, it should be for good. We got a final order. Settlement has been reached, and I won't give many more details than that, as it's been a trying time for my family. I will say this, and I won't get into details of this one, but I've been through family court twice now. Family court is ridiculous in most cases. And the lawyers, I would say it's the lawyers. The lawyers are, I'd almost say, evil. The judge I had today was actually very nice, so I'm thankful for that. She was very understanding and explained some things, and patient. So thank you to her. But family court lawyers are fucking evil, man, and I believe that to my core. I'll never hire one. I hired one once. It was brutal. I think a huge waste of money. And the three different family lawyer, legal aid lawyers that I went up against were all pieces of shit. I don't care what you say, right? There's a level of almost, I don't know if evil's the right word, but like, to print lies and it's fucking wild. Anyways, that's all. I'm happy that it's over, but family lawyers, get your shit together. It shouldn't be winning. You're tearing families apart. It causes a lot of stress for a lot of people on both sides of it, right? Because they gas up the other side. We're going to get this and we're going to get that. And then they try to demonize the other side. It's brutal. Anyways, this is your Daily Stoic, 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hasselman. As I say every time, if you don't know what Stoicism is, get out here, go Google it. Guaranteed you'll run into some work from Ryan Holiday. He is the modern day Stoic, ancient philosophy created on the porch in Greece. They call it Stoic, I guess, means porch, and they used to teach it on the porch. And it's all about controlling your emotions and only doing what's in your reasoned choice. Like I said, I am off 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and I'm working. I took an overtime shift tomorrow. I don't know why in October I agreed to do family court a day after coming off of nights, and then I agreed last week to do an overtime shift on Tuesday. Ridiculous, but toughen up. Sometimes you gotta roll with the punches. Anyways, today is February 24th. Oh, shout out to Manager's Son. Happy birthday, my top. I don't know if you ever watched these, but if you do, I love you. I need a hug. February 24th, the real source of harm. Keep in mind that it isn't the one who has in it for you and takes a swipe that harms you, but rather the harm comes from your own belief about the abuse. So when someone arouses your anger, know that it's really your own opinion fueling it. This is a good one. Instead, make it your first response not to be carried away by such impressions. For with time and distance, self-mastery is more easily achieved. Epictetus, Escharond 20. Ooh, I got this got my brain going. The Stoics remind us that there really is no such thing as an objectively good or bad occurrence. When a billionaire loses 1 million in the market fluctuation, it's not the same as when you or I lose $1 million. Criticism from your worst enemy is received differently than negative words from a spouse. If someone sends you an angry email but you never see it, did it actually happen? If a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? It didn't say that. I made that one up on the spot. In other words, these situations require our participation, context, and categorization in order to be bad, in quotation marks. Our reaction is what actually decides whether harm has occurred. Oh man, this one's got me. I gotta get through it. I'm tired and I'm like, my mind's racing. I have a lot of things to say about this one. This is a good one. Our reaction is what actually decides whether harm has occurred. If we feel that we've been wronged and get angry, of course that's how it will seem. If we raise our voice because we feel we're being confronted, naturally a confrontation will ensue. But if we retain control of ourselves, we decide whether to label something good or bad. In fact, if that same event happened to us at a different points in our lifetime, we might have very different reactions. So why not choose now not to apply these labels? Why not choose not to react So true, and it loops into this family court thing. Admittedly, I haven't handled it well. I hate it. I get mad. I take it personally. And maybe sometimes I should, maybe sometimes I shouldn't. I would say most of the time I probably shouldn't. I should handle it like a lawyer, like business minded. But yeah, good lesson there. I'm only harmed, and that's what it was about, talking about harm. It's like I'm only harmed if I choose to let it harm me. And it just reminded me, while I was driving in the court today, I knew it was coming to a close. Like I knew we were getting close to the end, and I just kind of was like, for the first time in maybe the entire process, I think it's been just over a year and a few months that we've been going through this particular case. And I remember thinking, I was driving there today and I was like, no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. Right? Because I have all this anxiety about all these different, scenarios in my head. They're going to say I'm not a good dad. They're going to try to take my kids. They're going to make me pay a bunch of money, whatever, right? The fear of the unknown, and I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know how it's going to play out, and it makes me nervous, and then I react. So really good lesson from the Stoics today. You're only harmed if you choose to let it harm you, right? Someone makes you mad, they're your master. I think I just seen a friend post that the other day. Like, if someone gets a reaction on you, that's your master. So very, very good lessons. I'm exhausted, but yeah, I had my wheels spinning. Like, I remember thinking that too. I was like, no matter what happens, man, I'm going to be okay. They can't take my spirit. They can't take my soul. And if you've been following my journey, man, I am in such a better place mentally and physically than I was a year ago or 2 years ago. And for that, I am very grateful. I still have a ton of work to do to rebuild my life, right? But I'm happy. Like, whereas 2 years ago, if I was in this spot, I might be super ashamed and sad and depressed and can't get over myself. And then, the negative thoughts bring about negative behavior. And although I'm not happy, like I'm not where I want to be in life, but I'm not upset about it in that sense, right? Like I'm motivated to move forward, and I'm just very grateful that I was given this second chance at life, given this opportunity. Like I said, if you've been following my journey, I went to rehab. The rehab was really good. I needed it, obviously, but the therapy, the education, the people I met, the road that it put me on, if I didn't go. And it's funny because my mom, when I got accepted to it, she was so happy for me. And I was like, it's no big deal. I'm going to be fine no matter what. But she was right. It was a big freaking deal. And it really, really, really did work for me, especially the therapy. I wish I could go to school. I wish I could, because it was like school every day and it was routine. I wish I could go to school every day. I wish I could do some type of therapy every day and be more in the community every day. It was absolutely amazing. So with that, I'll say goodbye for tonight. I am exhausted. Like I said, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. I got 3 days coming up and then the weekend off. So if you're struggling, keep your head up. Remember, you can only be harmed if you let something harm you. Your perception of the situation controls how you will perceive it. Perception, perceive, the same word. I'm exhausted. Peace, y'all.